You're watching the News Channel 15 Highlight Zone with Glenn Marini. Sports coverage you can count on with the Highlight Zone starts now.
It's probably the biggest week.
We got to win it. We don't got anyone on our backs anymore.
We have the athletes, they have the athletes. It's just going to come down to who plays the best technical game.
We don't go into a game expecting to lose. We go in expecting to win.
There is no mystery when it comes to their history. We're talking about Snyder and Dwenger, one of the biggest rivalries in the 20-year history of the Highlight Zone. Every game from the last 20 years posted on Wayne.com sports page in a Highlight Zone rewind. But first, another chapter would be added tonight with SAC title implications. Joe Whelan was at Zollner Stadium and has more on tonight's Game of the Week. Joe.
Glenn, what do we all know? You don't poke a bear, you don't stir up a hornet's nest, and if tonight was any indication, you don't mess with the Snyder defense either. The Panthers put it down at Zollner Stadium in our Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Snyder coming in 5-0 in SAC play. The Saints one game back at 4-1, and after both teams go 3-0 to start, the Panthers on the prowl on drive number 2. Isaac Stiebling hooks up with Mac Hippenhammer, gets the feet down, and then 3 plays later, Stiebling calls his own number, finds a seam, bounces off a couple of defenders. 19 yards later, Snyder strikes first. Second quarter, same score now. It's Dwenger's turn. Cody Miller dials up the screen to Marcus Stepp. This goes down inside the Panthers' 20, and the Saints have something cooking. The drive would stall, but on the field goal attempt, Snyder blocking, scooping, and scoring. Jalen Fowler's going to win the foot race to the end zone. This a 97-yard return. Defense and special teams were crucial tonight, and this set the tone for the rest of the evening. Yeah, even the cheerleaders are fired up. It's 14-zip at that point. Closing seconds of the half, Dwenger driving again. Cody Miller looking for the end zone. Finds Jesse Bates instead. The Toledo commit coming up big tonight. More from him in a moment. 17-0 at the half. Third quarter now, Saints punting. It's Bates again. Putting on a show tonight. This one going to the barn, getting a little help downfield with the blocking. It was 24-0 after he crosses the goal line. The route is on, but it goes from bad to worse for Dwenger on the ensuing possession. Next play from scrimmage, ball pops loose right into the hands of Alex Reese. First of 2 fumble returns for touchdowns for the senior. Defense and special teams account for 4 scores tonight as the Panthers roll 40-8 your final.
Man, we talked about it all week. Our defense has to make plays, big plays. We have to score. We have to put points on the board. We have to give our offense the ball as many as times as we can and give them opportunity to score.
It was a really good, big statement when Coach Tip been saying that all week that this will be a championship game. It was a championship game.
We needed that, as a hard-fought game, and they played hard on the field for a lot of plays. Offensively, we made them play quite a few plays. But our special teams and our defense played great tonight.
Dwenger travels to Bishop Loras next week, while the SAC championship will be up for grabs as Snyder will battle Wayne. If the Generals are watching those highlights, especially the defensive ones, they're going to be on alert.
And pretty amazing, 2 special teams touchdowns, 2 defensive touchdowns on a night where statistically you look at those numbers, they didn't put up a lot of points offensively. Snyder still puts 40 on the board. They control their own destiny and are looking pretty good. Thank you, Joe. You mentioned Snyder getting Wayne next week. Well, tonight, Wayne was at Spooler Stadium to take on Northrop. First quarter action, it's Keon Powers. And Keon finding a guy he's known for about roughly 18 years. It's Dion Powers, the Wonder Twin Powers, activating for a 45-yard score, 6-zip after a missed PAT. Now, Northrop trying to get something going offensively here, but that Wayne defense stripping the football, popping out right there, and who else but Mr. Dion Powers. He scoops it up. The Generals taking control. Keon Powers to Dion Powers once again. Keon Powers, 219 yards passing, 4 touchdown passes, and 2 rush TDs to boot as Wayne rolls over the Bruins 59-7, setting up a huge one next week. Lure stepping out of conference and out of state. They took on Columbus Hartley over in Ohio. That's Austin Mack, who maybe will play his college football over in Columbus, Ohio State, and Notre Dame recruiting, but it was not his night tonight. First quarter, already 7-zip Hartley. That's Kiri Hickman with the touchdown. 14-zip Hawks. More where that came from. In the second, it's 20-0. Hickman another touchdown as Lures falls to Hartley 43-13. To Jack Weicker Stadium we go. Total poll game, North and South, a rivalry dating back to 1927. In the first, Arian Nieves hits Keyshawn Watson, and the freshman scampers his way into the end zone. Northside up 14-0. More from North. They get a little tricky. Logan Capps airing out the halfback pass to Sean Hill. He's right there waiting for it. It's a touchdown, 21-0. North up early. In the second quarter, though, South getting on the board here. Trayvon Williams jumps the pass. He would fumble it into the end zone, and Jaquel Jeanty would be right there to recover it for the men in green. Touchdown, Southside 21-6, but too much Northside. Arian Nieves to Jordan Kindig. It's pretty. Northside goes on to win the totem pole 49-7. Concordia stepping out of conference as the Cadets at Heritage. Patriots trailing in the second quarter at 7-0 Concordia. Branson Dawson, though, the senior quarterback, finding Justin Hart out of the back of the end zone. It's 7-7 at that point, but Concordia would respond, and they would do it with some passing game. Watch the batted ball here. Daniel Sparks looking and tipped, but Peter Morrison with the good hands. That's a touchdown, 13-7. Cadets looking good. And one more score before the half would end. It Sparks to who else but Morrison. Touchdown Concordia. The Cadets win in Monroeville 27-14. Let's jump to the NHC. East Noble and New Haven, both 4-1 in conference play. The winner would keep hope alive for a conference championship. Bulldogs take the lead mid-fourth. That's Nishawn Jones, the sophomore, with a short touchdown run, 24-21. Bulldogs. East Noble with 3.5 to go. They have to go 99 yards on this drive. Let me tell you what, they would do it. Harold B. Wolf to Jake Torrey. That's a 31-yard gain. Then with 75 seconds left, it's Wolf to Colton Williams. Another big pickup, 24 yards on that play. 20 seconds left now. Coach Amstut's team looking good. Colton Williams off the tip ball. It hit two defenders, and he's got it. Folks, that's your game winner, because East Noble goes 99 yards to win this thing in the end, 28-24.
It's Colton Williams, one of my favorite targets I've ever thrown the ball to. He's a best friend, and that kid just can make plays. And our offensive line, it starts with them. They made blocks, and they gave me time to throw the ball, which was outstanding.
That was a great confidence builder for our offense, and that 99 yards might have doubled our output for the whole game, for all I know. But we did it when it mattered.
Certainly did. East Noble still alive for a share of the conference championship. Meanwhile, Carroll at Columbia City, a win by the Chargers, and they clinched at least their share of the NHC title. First quarter, already 7-0 Columbia City after a Braden Meyer touchdown. Carroll's Aiden Smith to Eric Lauer. He was wide open, 27 yards, and we're tied at 7-all. Second quarter, Brent Fox's offense rolling. Trevor Bolt, watch this one. Dane Asplund, one-hand catch. Beautiful play. Take another look at it. Dane Asplund just gets one paw on it, and that's what he needs. 14-7 Eagles, and the passing game was working for Columbia City. Bolt to Ryan Mosier here. Great catch from Mosier for the touchdown. This one, however, would go into overtime, and Carroll's defense makes a stop, and the Chargers score to win it 41-35. Carroll clinches at least a share of that NHC title. Norwell at Homestead. Knights nipped the Spartans by 2 last year in Ossian. Spartans up 28-14 at half. Third quarter, Logan Ormsby to Austin Kreider. He weaves his way for a big gain, and that would set up this. Jack Duggan had 2 field goals in the third quarter as Homestead led 34-14 after 3 in the fourth. Ormsby looking for Jonah Watson. He finds him. Big game there would set up this. It's Watson, I presume, 6-yard touchdown as Homestead rolls over the Knights. The final in this one, 48-14. The final stop in the NHC, Belmont at DeKalb. Both looking to bounce back after a loss last week. Pete Kempf firing up his alma mater for this one in the first. It's the Braves D making the first big play of the game. Tony Bussey falls on the loose ball. Braves capitalize. Josh Brune stretches over the goal line right there. 7-0 Belmont. And DeKalb fans were waiting patiently for some points, but on the first play of the second quarter, Jordan Amaker breaking some tackles and breaking some hearts of those Barons fans. He goes 25 yards to the house, and DeKalb falls to Belmont 42-21. Well, that wraps up the NHC and the SAC, but when we come back, we got a big slate of games outside of Allen County. Churubusco hits the road to take on a West Noble team with the conference title in the bag. Garrett tries to stay on track as the Railroaders battle Angola, and Woodland heads down to Bern to battle the Starfires. It's not easy. At Starfire Field, plus trips to Central Noble, Adams Central, and Rochester, and a big TRC game coming up next to the Zone.
Don't go anywhere. Grab a chair.
The highlight zone will be right back.
Let's go! You ready, boys?